Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Good stuff. Obviously, that one was filmed just before remaining. The bracket stages started to be played. And Mineski versus Complexity is just moments away. The draft has begun. We're going to drop you in right away and start figuring out where we go with this one, gents. When you look at their drafts and you look at what they've done over the last couple of months, there are a couple of obvious ones. Omni Knight is a almost perma ban for Mineski. Night Stalker is a permanent ban for Complexity. Are you thinking we go anywhere outside of those boxes? Is there anything funky that might come out here because of the fact that it's a best of one?
Well, Mineski is banning out Ogre, obviously, as Nana mentioned. His mid lane seems to be 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, because he drives so much attention. He kind of always is sacked in the early stages, has a bad time recovering, but because he shines during the mid game on heroes like Mirana, Puck can be very active, so he needs to have a good early game. Maybe that's why they're picking some more farm-oriented heroes for Ice on an off lane, like Tiny, which is not really working well, but the hero scales well into the late game. Same goes for Monkey King as well, because he's going to have 1 versus 1 matchup or 1 versus 2, because one hero from other team will be focused on a mid lane.
It's interesting, a couple of picks, Spirit Breaker and Wyvern for Mineski. Wyvern not particularly picked from Mineski, they've only picked it twice in the last month, and both times it's been Ice that played it in the off lane.
Yeah, he kind of was a pioneer of that. Always looking for these little edges to try out. I would expect in a best-of-1 setting, both teams to kind of go back to their comfort zones a little bit. For Mineski, again, Mushi always seems to go for the Medusa in these kind of elimination games. It's a very comfort pick for them, and it's something that we've seen successfully used against Tiny. It's also an interesting hero against Complexity, because Complexity, they've in many ways stuck to their identity from the very start of this season, where they have like a bunch of beefy heroes they want to be able to run at you early on. They want to take the smallest item progressions they can to keep taking those fights. They don't usually try to scale for the late game.
Jack, are we back to the beef principle here?
Not too far into beef. The beef principle. This is how they play. They want to get the smallest items, whether it's bucklers, things like that, and start to build those advantages very early on. So I could see something like a Brewmaster, stable hero for them, a CK, heroes that can all get together and fight early. But these are answered by a hero like a Medusa from Mineski. So I don't imagine the teams would stray too far from their comfort zones here in this draft.
I mean, whatever they have, they better pull off for now, because it's the elimination game. So 2 heroes from the side of Mineski, both Spirit Breaker and Winter Wyvern. They have night vision, even though it was reduced. Spirit Breaker still has one of the talents, so a lot of vision from just these 2 heroes. Also, Winter Wyvern really counters the Tiny we saw in the one game yesterday. I can't remember which one. Once Tiny grabs a tree, you can just ulti whoever he's close to. Obviously, a support. It was
5 seconds.
He was focusing Earth Spirit with Winter Wyvern ulti every single time.
Team pick.
Smart ban from Complexity. They saw the Razor ban from Mineski expected perhaps come out, so they ban it instead. And the Medusa ban, which we've rightfully said many times, Jack, they don't like that particular hero. It affects their 5-man, doesn't it?
There's still a Tide Hunter in the pool if one of the teams want to go for it. Kind of works well for Complexity in the lane. Against Nyx, he's not too contested. Melee against the melee.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure if Spirit Breaker plus Nyx is a good enough combo, a vehicle. Maybe they need something more versatile. Okay, Puck is banned by Mineski, so...
There's still Slardar, there's potentially a Storm as well, if they do feel a need for...
Feels like Tiny is so strong in the mid lane. Once he gets the tree, he even out-harasses some strong mid laners like Mirana, Puck as well. Kyle seems super hyped.
I just love watching him through the draft. I love what goes through his mind. You can see he's very expressive about it as well. Trying to figure it out. Get inside their head as well.
I feel like the top picks so far have been obviously Winter Wyvern, but he was mostly banned out. It's mostly Omni Knight, Razor, Tidehunter, and Medusa.
10 seconds remaining.
There's Jabs, who's
5
pretty
seconds
successful transition
remaining.
to the 4 position recently. We used to play that before, but we saw around Manila Masters with that Faceless team. I think that was the first time that
team
kind of switch was a mid-tournament before, and he's played very impressively on that.
Kind of obvious counter. They already picked the support, so they can go for something like a Witch Doctor, which is pretty common pick. Tidehunter can get rid of the Maledict, so Ursa is a natural choice. I just wonder what the lanes is going to be. Ursa probably, you want this matchup to be against the Tidehunter, so safe lane. Mid IO Tiny, plus they need a offlaner as well. Brewmaster is still in the pool for Complexity, which they love to play, kind of fallen off during the King's Cup as well. I think it was the only hero they played almost every single game.
10 seconds remaining.
How do you feel about the Baden here?
5
It could also
seconds
be a pretty
remaining.
good choice for them. I think Mineski has damage issues. They need it's a tough spot because, you know, do you want your mid to be one of these more control-y or magical burst type of cores who can carry your lifestealer around, or do you want your mid to scale a little bit more? If your mid doesn't scale very well, then the lifestealer doesn't have the best of matchups right now, and it feels like they would have some damage issues when ults are down.
Yeah, Mineski needs a mid hero that can survive against IO and Tiny. It's either gonna be a DP, which you can just use that life drain, Spirit Siphon, and she's good, or they can go something for
5
Mirana with the
seconds
triple
remaining.
leap, so she's not threatened. Will not farm as much as a DP, but with some help from Winter Wyvern and Spirit Breaker, I think they should do good.
Is there a surprise 5th pick coming here from?
Some of the other heroes that they've seemed to like in this tournament more than other teams, like Sniper and Venomancer. I'm not sure if either of those are good options at this point.
Price Complexity didn't just ban the Brood early?
The Brood?
The Brood? Against the Tiny, it's not an option, especially with IO behind them.
You think that's enough to put them off?
I mean, they still have a last pick if Complexity wants to pick it, but I don't see where they can put it. So
Radiant team pick.
nice call there.
Yes. Fantastic game from Moo a couple of days ago on the.
So this is going to be tough. They don't have Mineski doesn't have the best high ground defense either. If Complexity gets a good start out of lanes, they're just going to get together and run down a lane very early on.
Yeah, so
5
far they don't have any
seconds
tower
remaining.
damage as well. They have Nikes, but you don't want to use the Rage that offensively just to hit the tower. I mean, they have a couple of good saves from Winter Wyvern and Tide Ravage, of course, just to cancel the fight. They have 2 minutes. They didn't spend any of that extra time.
They're going to use it all now. Plenty of discussion going on in that.
Well, the thing about Abaddon is when Tidehunter uses Ravage, you can just pop your ulti, get rid of the stun, and use a shield on someone else, get rid of the stun as well.
I feel like something like a Storm pretty much has to be the pick here. I mean, there's not too many answers for it. They really need something like...
Choose your hero.
Gonna go with the quad.
Well, that's the hero that is not threatened with IO and Tiny. Can't really kill him because of the blink. I don't know, this Abaddon pick, I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. I didn't see Abaddon for quite some time. I prefer Mineski's lineup because I think Tidehunter has such a big win percentage overall. Hard to dodge the big AoE that he has now.
I'm way in favor of Complexity here. I think they got comfort heroes that fit their playstyle. The Queen of Pain is a bit more survivable mid than the Storm, but I think Mineski has serious damage issues mid game. But I like Complexity in this one.
Okay, all right. Well, we seem to have a split decision on the panel. Good, always good to have a bit of an argument between the two panelists, isn't it? Let's head over to our commentary team who are waiting for us in the arena for this best of one, Mineski versus Complexity.
All right, it is do or die here. Today we find out which teams are going to be eliminated moving forward into the Perfect World Masters and which teams will stay alive, of course, and still a chance to finish top 4, especially where the points and the prize pools on the line. We're kicking it off with a best of one here. I'm so excited for this one. Complexity versus Mineski. How you doing, Black?
Yeah, finally casting your boys, Complexity.
Yeah. my boys.
Let's see whether they can win or not. It's gonna be rough.
Well, the thing with this series, though, obviously it's the best of one. So right off the bat, it's, anything can happen. I think we both agree. Going into this, both these are very good teams. What I was expecting, I think we kind of got to an extent. You could argue these are two teams in this tournament that, when it comes to their drafting, they do things off the wall a little bit compared to other teams.
Both of them, yeah.
For good or bad, right? So we'll see how they manage here.
What I personally thought, Cole and Mineski both, it doesn't matter who they play. Yeah. Everybody should be scared to play against them because their drafts are very unorthodox, and it's just very hard to prepare for them. But that they play each other now is kind of like a bummer because it's not as exciting.
One of them has to go home after this, yeah. But again, a best of one. IO Tiny, though, coming out for complexity. I saw the Tiny. Obviously, naturally, when you see Tiny, you kind of consider the IO. Although that hasn't been lately, yeah. So is this still the scary combo that it used to be, you think?
It might actually even be a bit scarier because the tree grab offers a lot more DPS now than it did before. So your potential for burst damage is even higher than it was before.
Okay.
And I'm not entirely sure why IO has fallen off, because I really think it is one of the better heroes this patch, especially with the 2 bounty runes that you can snatch. You pretty much just get full health every time if you can secure both runes. And yeah, apparently there's some boof issues and complexities.
I guess there's some sound issues going on or something along those lines. So they're trying to get that figured out. As you can see, the workers in the booth right there. And Kyle, though, still chatting it up with the team. I guarantee you, talking strategy just nonstop. He gets super focused, obviously, and making sure the team's on the same page.
I mean, we have always seen it, and everybody knows it. Kyle is one of the most, if not the most, he gets very into the zone whenever he plays. He's very excited about Dota. Yeah. He loves to talk about Dota. He loves to play Dota. He's definitely in there.
What about the other side? What about Mineski? You personally have, playtime with, I want to say many of these players. If not, I mean, I don't know if you play with all of them necessarily. But
all except Moon.
Okay, except Nana there, Moon.
But, all except Nana. I don't know. What is called Nana,
that's the thing. I've been told, to call him Nana, but his name says Moon in game. I don't know. I guess either one works. But that guy you have experience playing with.
A lot. A lot.
Ice, the legend himself.
Yeah, first day I've seen him, he kind of had his sweatpants on, he was on the toilet. I saw him in the bathroom, it looked like he just woke up, he in the arena. Yeah. I was like, yo, you alright? He's like, yeah.
He seems like a very chill guy.
Yeah, he is.
We're talking about Kyle, who's amped up and, really talking about the team concepts. Exactly, that's what I'm getting at. Complete opposite, it feels like. Ice just is kind of just sitting there, oh, it's time to do work, let me do work. And, he just obviously plays very well.
It's like another day in the office for him. Yeah. Whereas for Kyle, it's like, we gotta do this now. Let's go. I played with Kyle a lot in Han.
Okay.
And even...
Yeah, I want to clarify that you're the one that is bringing this conversation up. People get on me whenever I talk about Han. So Black is the one that's bringing this up. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But back then he was actually a lot more chill.
Okay.
And when he transitioned to Dota 2, he got more into it.
More intense.
Yeah, more and more intense, which is not a bad thing.
No.
Because he's always very prepared. You can see his spreadsheets every time. He has the draft figured out.
It became, I think in his case, and for a lot of these top players' cases, such as yourself, it became more of an actual profession, right? It became more of a, dare I say, job even in some ways, where you had to put that intensity sometimes into. You had to put that in that hard work.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of teams are actually treating it too casually, which is also why they can't break through the top.
Yeah.
Because it is a job in the end, and you need to put in a lot of boring work as well. What a lot of people actually don't do and are afraid of doing because simply it's boring. It's you have to do a lot of lane practice, a lot of 1v1, a lot of 3v1, just with your teammates. Yes, it's very boring. Yes, you have to do it 2-3 hours, but it helps.
Yeah,
a huge deal. And you see Liquid. They play a best of 5, and they literally just go through every replay of the best of 5. They do it for 5 hours, 6 hours. Yes, it is very, very boring, but it helps you improve. It helps you get rid of those habits, because the bad habits you see in every game, but the only way to get rid of them is to continuously remind yourself, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, don't do it next game, don't do it next game.
That's a good way to look at it, yeah.
And you probably see it in all 5 games, and you just have to slowly get rid of it.
I think there's a lot of things behind the scenes that, and not that it's at the fault of the viewers, but that they can't appreciate, such as what you're suggesting right there, when it comes to the hard work that these players do put, again, behind the scenes, both with the practice, with the preparation and everything. And, I've had great conversations with Kyle. It's specifically kind of keeping it with him, but how their personal lives are also affected, you know, in a lot of ways. It's because they're focusing so much and trying to make this career work when it comes to be a competitive Dota 2 player.
It's actually a lot of people, especially outside of esports, that think it's very, very easy to just like, oh, you play video games, you make a living of video games, you press like some buttons, you know.
I feel like that stigma's gone away now that with what's been happening more and more lately, but that still does exist. You are right.
Well, a lot of people that aren't in the scene still have that mindset, like, surely. But of course, like inside of the Dota scene, it's like getting more and more where people actually know that it's hard and like very hard work and dedication that get you to the top. But when I talk to my friends that barely play games, they're like, well, I can play Super Mario. I just play for 7 hours. All right.
Look at this badass over here.
Thanks for your point, dude. I got it. It's kind of hard to discuss with these kind of people because they don't even care to really think about why it could be hard. Of course, like traditional sports, your body is like your temple, basically, right?
Yeah.
Everything is about your condition, your like muscles, your stamina, everything. But for esports, it's completely different. It's more like a mental stamina kind of thing, whereas your body is obviously still important.
Yeah.
But it's, as I said, more mentally than anything.
Exactly.
You play Dota for 5-6 hours straight, you're gonna be mentally drained for sure. And it's going to take a toll on you.
I found that out last night, man. Playing with, doing some TMM. You know, I think they were talking about on the panel there a little bit, playing with Jack and yourself, and had some fun time. Good old PL spam coming on.
I don't know, man. I actually outplayed the Chinese people so damn hard. I baited them into death so many times.
Okay, maybe you did.
A
little bit.
A little bit here and there.
Your Invoker seemed a little...
Okay, you know what
that game, but
you know what the problem was?
Talk too much about that.
I was playing against OD, Patch, mid lane, and then like another CM roamed on me as well. I was like 1v3. I was like, all right, and I had to go jungle level 4. It was a miserable game.
Chinese pubs. I mean, you've been yourself before. They're really try hard over here.
They
man.
really try hard.
I come from NA, you know, lackadaisical, easy stuff, right? That's how I've earned my 3K MMR there.
Game resumed, and then it was not. Paused again.
Calais. We've talked about this before.
Kale, they want to eat some food.
They're like, all right, we're hungry now all of a sudden, guys. Let's take a 30-minute break.
10:20.
Got to eat here. All right, so we're almost there, guys. We're almost there to kick off the day. I got to say, not to jinx anything here, but as we are off to the technical difficulty start, overall things have been going pretty smooth, and I think anyone that's been watching the event and us here would agree that that's been the case. You know, every now and then, obviously, they can pop up, especially to kick off the day. So
PC lags when he moves the screen. Well, a simple solution: don't move the screen, dude.
Just play static. You know?
So spoiled.
Seems obvious.
Yeah, see, happens. Just so spoiled.
All right, so they're going to restart the PC, and then after that, hopefully, we'll be good to resume on here.
Looking at the lineups, though, I feel complexity. Their offlane should be very smooth, unless they actually tri-lane there, because the Winter Wyvern Q, the Arctic Burn, actually gets removed as soon as you apply your shield, and then he hits you for like 20 damage, not even. And the tank range is miserable. So Winter Wyvern is one of the worst supports, if not the worst support against Abaddon. And as I said, if Spirit Breaker doesn't play that lane, then this Abaddon is going to have a fantastic time.
Okay.
And he's going to pressure the lifesteal quite a bit. But even though lifesteal is very sustainable 1v1, it's not super good against Abaddon.
Do you think either side got an overall stronger draft here? Or you kind of look at these drafts, not trying to take the teams out of it, but you look at the drafts. Is there either team that you'd be leaning towards, or do you think overall it's a could go either way kind of draft?
I feel like Mineski, but they're not really on the clock, but they need to have a good early mid game.
Okay.
Because look at the Dire side. They have 4 incredibly tanky heroes already, and then they have an IO that makes them even tankier. Like for sure you have to take out the IO in fights.
Yeah.
But come mid-late game, if they didn't have a good start, they will simply don't have enough damage to deal with them. If Abaddon ever wants to go into an Aghanim Scepter, like they're kind of screwed because they will simply don't have enough damage to take them down. And of course, Aghanim Scepter on Abaddon like basically redirects 50% of the damage that your allies take to yourself.
That's something I did want to talk about as you bring it up right there. That level 20 talent of IO. Now, it's going to be a while before that's the case. Obviously, IO, not necessarily the one that's going to be getting crazy levels. But as I've shown right there, the oh no, I'm thinking
15,
it's 15. That's right. Yeah. So the Tether Grant Scepter bonus.
Yeah, that's 15.
That's I mean.
That's also what I'm saying. Like early mid game, they need to dominate, because if this IO snowballs and they do actually get that Aghanims on him, well, they have 3 fantastic Aghanims upgrade: Jakiro, Ursa, Abaddon. Of course, Abaddon's like the prime target.
Yeah.
Because he makes the team incredibly tanky. It's actually impossible to take a team fight when Abaddon has Aghanim's ult.
And something I've actually found out, playing a little bit of IO myself since this patch, is that when you tether the target with that talent, even if the tether falls off, it'll stay on them for a little bit longer duration.
So it's like a lingering effect?
Like a lingering effect, exactly. So they have like a window to still activate that ability to still have the Axe effect as a result. So that's something to keep in mind.
I actually wonder whether that's intentional or a bug.
You know, maybe
it kind of sounds like a bug, you know?
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. From what I was experiencing at least. You see right here off the bat, going to pick up the bounty runes, so Zfreaka is going to have that early bottle, which is obviously very important. In fact, he gets 2 bounty runes. All right. That's a good start.
I think IO is probably going to play middle and bottom. He actually doesn't need to help Tiny too much. Like, just come in every now and then, just like heal him up, give him mana back, give him HP back. But they're actually putting the Ursa. Oh, they predicted the lane swap because the Tide wants to dodge the Ursa, and they just went bottom. So they have the perfect matchup for them.
Ursa does very well against Tide, is what you're getting at.
Very, very easily. So it's probably like a 8-2 lane, maybe 9-1.
Ursa seems like that against a lot of these tankier heroes that usually are good in a lot of matchups. Ursa's kind of the bane of that. He's like, no, I got my Fury Swipes, I do crazy damage to you. Yeah. Anyways,
he's one of the best heroes against Tide. Maybe even the best. Monkey King is also up there.
Okay.
But yeah. Every time you get hit, basically, you have to be afraid for 15 seconds as Tidehunter.
So it sounds like, I mean, I know at the top lane you're not expecting Abaddon to win it necessarily, but he should have a good time, as you were mentioning earlier, against Winter Wyvern. Not necessarily concerned. So Complexity's lanes are setting up to be pretty solid here.
I'm actually surprised Mu went for the Koi level 1, because he couldn't remove that Arctic Burn, as we spoke about. And Jeb took advantage of that and basically took off like 30% of his health.
Very true. Maybe not as comfortable with the matchup as you're expecting there, but middle lane, Limp running after Moon, gonna throw the tree at him even, get in the half-life.
Quap usually does okay in this lane. He will farm a lot less than he usually does, but he will still get his levels up, and then usually what has to happen is you need to be able to get some kills when you're level 6. Like you need to find your teammates, you need to get like a good small skirmish going, get a kill or 2. That's how you come back as a Quap in this kind of game.
You see Spirit Breaker, it's almost like he's trying to find his place in the game right now. He's been a little bit mid, he's kind of walking towards bottom. Where do you think Spirit Breaker should be ending up? Who should he be charging here?
As I've said before, like mid lane he can't really do anything. Bot lane, he can't really do anything. And the only lane he can really do much is the Abaddon lane, because he can really pressure him if he's there. But he's choosing to just take all the runes instead, which is fine as well. And I guess he kind of wants to secure the Quap in case they ever dive him.
Tide, he's going to be fine, having to TP all the way back to base though. Middle lane, oh look at this, Ninja Boogie make it the Courier Snipe, one more auto attack, he's going to get it, takes plenty of tower damage, but definitely worth it.
Haste rune coming into play there.
Yeah.
The Courier kill is worth so much, it's like, what, 750 gold for the entire team?
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Well, not for the entire team, 150 per person, of course. But yeah.
Top lane, this could be first blood potential. He does have the Aphotic Shield, going to pop at level 2. But I don't think he's getting out of this one. It's a matter of time before he goes down. Who gets the last hit? It will be Mushi. First blood has been struck in favor of Mineski.
And so he does make that rotation top lane because it's pretty much the only lane he can kill. Well played by Ninja Boogie. He essentially just created first blood and a Courier kill. So kind of winning the early game for his team.
Big plays.
But yeah, you can see the Tidehunter, he can't lane at all. He has 2 CS, he's level 2, whereas both the Call heroes are level 3, and it will just bully him out of the lane over and over.
Middle lane, you see Limp currently by himself. Charge is coming in. Io's nearby though. There's a tether in fact.
Can't do much.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's like, all right, no point.
Yeah. Look at the CS in mid lane. Quap is sitting at 5 right now, probably 7 after this. 15 on Tiny. Doing better than I expected. As Quap, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, the new Tiny is a lot stronger than the old one, so...
It's still... Does Limp get the Blink Dagger here? You know, that's something else that we haven't been seeing quite a bit of. They pass with the Blink Dagger, you Shadow Blade, you Saint Yasha, etc.
I think he kind of has to get a Blink Dagger because...
Bottom lane, Kyle's in trouble. Bash proc happens, and that will be a kill as a result. It would have been close if it wasn't a bash, but the bash guarantees it.
Yeah, the rotation is actually really good because you can't sacrifice the Tidehunter like this. And Ursa with free farm is very scary.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Blink Dagger point, I think he has to get a Blink Dagger because they have no initiation at all if he doesn't. Like, you don't want to rely on a Shadow Blade and the enemy not having sentry wards if you really want to initiate someone. So of course the Blink Dagger would come in very handy there. But as we spoke about it before, the Abaddon against Lifesteal 1v1, LifeStealer is favored in the matchup, like 6-4, but Abaddon will definitely have an okay time there.
Yeah.
Get bashed by Roshan.
Z-Freak, can he tether? Yes. Got some time, the charge is happening, but I don't think they're going to be going that far.
Yeah. So lucky that he didn't get bashed by Roshan.
Yeah.
Whenever I run through there, I'll get bashed instantly.
Oh, the Spirit Breaker, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's bashing people and not getting bashed himself so far. Pretty good game for Ninja Boogie. Bottom lane, Chessie. He's actually in a lot of trouble right here. He'll survive, but takes plenty of damage.
He still has a healing self, so he's alright. Jakiro stacked Ain? No, did not. What was he actually doing? Kind of just didn't have any presence in the lane anymore.
Well, he did die, so he was coming back, I believe. At that point, Limp, throwing out the avalanche. He's just trying to run. Yep. Ninja Boogie being annoying.
Yeah, now Z-Freak coming. He has a DD bottle, actually. Just healing him back up.
This is the thing with an IO support, though, is when it comes to, the early ganking presence, especially, I mean, IO Jakiro, that's not happening, right? You see him swimming away right there. But the movement of complexity is basically non-existent. Yeah. Safe to say. So
the biggest issue Cole is going to have is actually being able to catch people. They have a lot of sustain, they have a lot of survivability, they have a lot of, damage. But what stops the enemy from just running away? Because the Mineski lamp is really good at running away. Spirit Breaker, Tidehunter, Lifestealer, Swap, they're all very mobile. They all can just use Rage, Kraken Shell, charge away. They have a lot of spells to just get away.
Bottom. Kyle again. He could be in some trouble. Maybe not. Actually, they're looking to turn on the Tidehunter if anything. The Tide's going to start swimming and go the other direction. Or Shot going to miss him out of range. Kyle dives to Spirit Breaker. Over the ice path load. A couple. The Splinter Blast, though. It does connect. Now finish off the job. It does come at a cost. A 1-for-1. Jesse now has to man up against the Spirit Breaker. He's going to choose to do that. The Spirit Swat's adding up. One more hit, maybe. Charges on through. The Courier delivers something, but the final auto attack coming out will secure the kill right there.
I'm actually surprised he didn't try to charge mid lane or something, because he would have definitely survived there.
Yeah, that was a very close charge.
He kind of
panicked.
Yeah.
But it felt like
a little bit, yeah. But you see, Ice, it's just so frustrating to play against him, because even when you go on him and you have the upper hand, it's taunts you. It's all mental warfare.
I just love it, because again, it goes back to just earlier we saw him on the camera, and he's just so casual, yet he's one of those guys that will just, he's, will have fun with it in your face. The phase boots on Abaddon finished.
Yeah. We can look at the net worth. Abaddon 1900, Lifestealer 7.3k. At this point, they help top lane so much that Abaddon can't really lane 1v1 anymore. But Lifestealer is just having a dominating lane presence. Whenever Abaddon comes up, he just gets hit once or twice, and he's actually getting charged right now. But they should not.
He is not level 6.
If he gets bashed, he's dead. If not, then he's fine.
No borrowed time, no bash just yet. TP coming in. That will be Z-Freak. Tethers on up.
Nice.
Gonna heal as a result, and now the turn is real. Spirit Breaker, he's out to play very safe. Luke, he's sitting on top of Z-Freak. Defense bomb's not gonna connect. And he's gonna keep on running. And Split Blast even happening. Ninja Boogie running on through, goes with a limp. The avalanche connects though. And not much of a chance at that point for Ninja Boogie to escape. So
but
good
Tiny
turn for
had to rotate top. That means Quap Midland actually has a lot of free space now.
True.
And you look at the CS, Quap actually has more CS than the Tiny, which is very surprising. He actually has 500 more net worth than the Tiny as well.
Yeah, he stepped up quite a bit.
So Call actually lost at mid lane then, whereas I thought they should be able to win it quite handily.
Yeah, one of the Spirit Breaker presence did even more than expected.
They definitely created a lot of chaos. Yeah. And made a lot of space for the other for the Quap.
Uh-oh. Io? He's fine. Always has that tether just in case. So, do you need the blink on Limp before you can really start moving with this Io Tiny combination? Is that safe to say that's the key?
Yeah, unless the only way Mineski really dies is if they start to fight. They initiate on Call, and Call just kind of fights back with their sustainability. That's the only way Call can fight right now.
Oh man, Sonic Wave is ready.
Yeah, he can kill the Io if he wants to.
Moon's gonna go for the free kill perhaps. Opens up, Sonic Wave in the face, does connect with the lip as well. Don't know if he's gonna be killing him. Shadow Strike is applied. Courier, baiting a little bit.
Kill. Yeah, too much health.
Not worth it. Moo.
Well, still very good.
Does he have, okay, he's holding a point. So he will have borrowed time if he feels he needs it here. Look at, oh man, you are 11 life on the edge.
He actually chooses to kill himself.
Wait, what? Did I read that wrong? I could have sworn he still had a...
He has a point, yeah. No, he just...
So was that the better move than you think here?
I mean, at least he bought all his items, so he didn't lose any gold. I guess he just wanted to be full HP, full health.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It gets him back full mana, full life, and, denying yourself, so... Okay. Just seemed a little odd in the moment.
Yeah. But it's still alright. It's one of those efficiency plays.
Yeah. Bottom lane, is that going to be a Vlad's on Ursa, it looks like? The early Vlad's coming out?
Yeah, which also makes me believe that Tiny definitely wants to go into the Blink Dagger.
Okay.
But he actually has the Aquila queued up right now.
Move this time, borrow time. I'm sure going to be leveled up if necessary. Charge coming in. Who's that here as well? That will be
Let's hope he doesn't misclick.
Yeah. Mushi running after him. Okay, pops the borrow time. Any TP's coming in? Not just yet. Mushi's in a lot of trouble. They're going to run him down, get a little bit of damage in, but the Splinter Blast, man. Ninja Boogie also finishes him off, but he's having trouble at this top lane. Middle. Moon gets caught in the ice path. Couldn't blink in time. Lip, toss in the air, but he's fine. Blinks away.
He's at 15 stick charges as well.
The burn. Okay, he's good.
15 stick charges, don't worry about it.
You're good.
They still have a Shrine top as well. We spoke about Mineski having to win early game, and they're doing just that.
Oh, yeah.
So, come mid game, Complexity has to be a bit scared right now because the Tiny is actually quite poor. You compare him to the Lifestealer, he's 2,000 levels behind, and Lifestealer is the Tiny counter this game.
Chessie on Ursa is kind of the key, seems like.
Okay, I really like that from Chessie because the Tiny has a slow game. He chooses to go for the Blink Dagger before the Vlads.
Oh,
which is very important.
Yeah.
They have a Rabbit, so be careful with it.
Yep, gonna activate it right there. Chikiro. No, not Chikiro, Winter Wyvern coming in.
He still has enrage though, so he should be fine.
Maybe not. Ninja Boogie also following up. Put him at disconnect. Enrage gonna be activated as well. Isle nearby, tethers up. He is now level 6 though, so cannot relocate, but the heals are real. And Jesse will survive for now. Moo also here, as well as Kyle. Complexity's ready to fight this. Moon thinking about going in. Scream in the face of Moo and just blinks away after, so never mind. Complexity now perhaps going to be pushing the tower, but for the first time we see Complexity kind of together as a team now.
Lifestealer actually managed to get the top tower pretty much alone.
Gonna get a kill out of this too?
No,
He's fine, okay.
Yeah. But you can see just one rage and takes up half health.
Yeah.
Takes him down to 25% health. Lifestealer is really strong against Tiny. Just because of his high health pool and low armor.
Complexity, are they smart to stick around here, you think? I mean, they know Ravage is down.
The thing is, it's very hard to push in against this Winter Wyvern. And they don't have the best pushing lineup, without the Tiny at least.
Yeah.
And Tiny IO is top right now, they don't have Relocate available yet.
Denied.
You got Queen of Pain just pushing out middle lane. Meanwhile, Limp will make his way over there, picks up a tree and beats it out. He's going to go with Shadow Blade. So Blink mentioned picked up an Ursa now, but it's going to be Shadow Blade.
Well, then Ursa kind of becomes the initiator, but he doesn't have a stun, he only has a slow, of course.
Urshot going in. The flange out. Going to see that slow coming into play. The Ice Path will connect. The Misco as well. And
it should result in the bottom tower.
Okay.
They don't have Ravage, and Ice can't defend this alone for sure. Ninja Boogie trying to pick up his level 6. He's getting in a very deep ward. Possibly.
Also hunting for that courier, but is he going to find it? Oh, man. No. So close. He will find a couple, though, that are low, and he has a ton of damage, and he's going to be tossed away initially. Zfrick, he knows he's in a little bit of trouble, but he'll manage to get out of it. That was close.
Yeah, they should know that he placed the ward right there.
Okay.
And hopefully do what it instantly, because they need the Ancients available to them. Ice is actually still sticking around bot lane. I'm surprised Cole isn't committing to push this tower.
How about Lifestealer going the Medallion into a Solar Crest follow-up? See right there.
It is a somewhat common build, simply because the bonus armor makes you incredibly tanky, and of course the Tiny.
Okay.
Minus 10 armor on him is, like, how much does he have right now? 5? Okay, he has like 10. That brings him back to 0, basically.
Yeah.
So Lifestealer is going to chew through him. They actually infested the Spirit Breaker, he's level 6 as well. Result on the dead risk.
Another strike in, there's the infest bomb, Avalanche connects, don't see Freak alive for now. No, not alive for long. He will go down, live now fighting myself, although Jesse, his brother jumps in, takes out Spirit Breaker, eye for an eye right there, 1 for 1. Muji will walk away off to the side, Kyle puts down the macro pyre, dealing with Moon right here. Sonar Scream gonna be enough. The Sonic Wave was unnecessary. Ends up using it though. And Nana's now some trouble. Nice. Winter's Curse will stall the chase. A blink up in 2 seconds. The toss, the tree throw will be enough to finish off Queen of Pain. So good find by Complexity there. Ultimately 2 for 1, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Small mistake by the Quap sticking around and throwing out the Quap ult. He was dead already, and he kind of stuck around, which resulted in his death.
Yeah.
Do we have any items coming up for Mineski? 200 gold for the Solar Crest that we spoke about. Tide is actually going for a Blink. We saw a lot of Tides just going for the hood first and into a Blink afterwards, but he's going for the Blink first.
Ursa's still going the Vlads. Is that still good, you think? I mean, again, with the blink and...
Vlads are very good because they have Tiny as well as Abaddon.
Okay.
But usually you would see Abaddon being the one picking up the Vlads. But of course, Ursa needs the Life Leash to do Roshan, all that jazz. Io is level 6, by the way, so we could see relocate gang.
Oh, Chelsea going in. Immediate TP from Ice Ice. Picks up that they do not have any stopper.
Yeah, one tower is down. They have to forfeit it for sure. 800 gold, no 700 gold for Shadowblade on Tiny. Once that's online, they have 2 threats around the map. One's the Ursa and one's the Tiny, of course.
So Mineski's been doing what they needed to do, it feels like, in this early game, but they only have 1,000 net worth lead. So complexity at the same time, it also seems like that they are still in an okay spot.
The damage is going to become an issue for Mineski very soon. Like when this Abaddon gets up his medallion, his solar crest, they simply don't have the damage to kill him anymore.
That is right, comes the Seabreak again.
Yeah.
Once again, going to be a kill. Can they also get Limp porting into the shrine though? Moo has borrowed time as well, going to run at them with the Aphotic Shield, but in Tomato attacks, gets tossed in, so let's go. As the macro fires multiple years, Ice Path locking out Mushi as well. Mushi pops the rage. Witch's Curse, locking out Ursa on the backline, she'll be fine. But stall with the chase, Splinter Blast coming out. Not going to be enough damage, though, with the dual breath to finish off Mushi. The armlet toggles, keeping him alive in the urn.
They need to deward this ward right now. The second time they died because of it. I think they pinged it out already. Sentry one has been bought, and...
Put him down. He's healing up for now. There you go.
It's down, yeah.
Now they see it.
Because this ward already resulted in 2 IO kills. With deward right there. Shadowblade almost completed on Tiny. He's going to become a much bigger threat. After that, Vlad's also finished on Ursa, so Roshan is becoming a threat as well for them. Mineski can't just give up a free Rosh. If they do, it's going to be very good for Cole.
Queen of Pain, what does she have right now? What is her status? She has the Yules.
Yeah.
Double damage currently bottled up.
So he went Yules just to be able to survive more.
Okay.
And of course, like that.
There you go.
Yep, Yules to Ursa.
Yeah, he's still going in though, Nana.
Had that Ice Path connected, he might have just died.
That would have been close.
That was very close, yeah.
Manages to get away though, so the Vlad's
Tidehunter will pick up his Blink Dagger right now.
Okay.
So teamfight presence of Mineski is immense right now.
Yeah.
He can infest the Tidehunter, he's dipping middle. Actually, they want to smoke up with this straight.
Tiny was seen, by the way, with the scan. So they know something's in the area. Center down, but it's just a little bit too late. He'll throw the avalanche right there on Ninja Boogie, but Tiny's going to be turned on as the Ice Path Magnifier comes out as well, zoning them out somewhat. But Mineski, they want to fight this. Splinter Blast going in to relocate from Io. You saw that he tried it late. It's not going to work. He goes down. And it's 2 for nothing so far in favor of Mineski. Possibly is going to be more bomb time. They yield him up in the air, let it wear off. The Winter's Curse locking on Ursa nearby as well. Moo goes the other direction, says, if you want to kill me, you got to come this way. Cold Embrace. Saving Wyvern for now, but now it's a 3 for nothing for Mineski. And if they get Ursa as well, this could be absolutely huge for Mineski. Chessie gonna do his darndest to run. Ursa on the ground is simply running away with his dagger being deactivated though. By all that dot on him, he pops the Enrage, so screw it, I gotta fight this. Turns on Ninja Boogie at least for the time being. Going in his Queen of Pain, the Sonic Wave, she has it, trying to get the angle, gets the angle and gets the kill. On to Ursa, it does come at a cost though. Mushi goes down, you see Limp, he's growing. As he ends up finishing him off at least. So they do lose 2 in the process of all that chase on Ursa.
Yeah, they overcommitted a little bit on Mineski. They shouldn't have chased the Ursa there. But how the fight started was Tiny being completely away from his team. He was pretty much just 1v5 there, we can see it here.
Yep.
His teammates are so far away, and we said they have damage issues, but they only have damage issues if the heroes with the survivability abilities are actually there, you know?
Okay.
But Tiny himself is not very tanky. We spoke about it. Solar Crest brings him down to 0 armor, and he just got completely blown up there. And without the Tiny, of course, they lack stuns, they lack disables, and they can't fight without the Tiny hands down. So they need to make sure he survives those fights.
It also looked like Tiny almost was surprised by the Shadowblade duration wearing off. Because he was in that spot, and then all of a sudden he became visible, and he was like, oh crap, let me stun
turned around, yeah.
It seemed a little off there with the timing, but yeah, they're still going to keep the pressure up. They're back up, pushing middle tier 1 now.
But by no means are they too weak or anything. It was just like a slight miscommunication, misplay, but their team fight in general is still very strong.
Yeah.
And of course the Tidehunter Ravage also was very, very well placed. Was kind of like cut them off.
Yeah, Limp here pushing out the top lane, gonna finish a Yasha into a Manta style.
Tide is actually still waiting for the next creep to cut it. Oh no, he
is he there? Okay, yeah.
I thought he might.
Out.
He definitely thought about it.
Oh, of course he did.
Ice,
but not going to happen. Look at that, Jakiro, the casual buckler. Good old Kyle.
Jakiro is actually level 11 almost. He's very high level. Lifesteal at level 12. And Jakiro is almost 11.
This is, in the way not only Kyle plays, but just Jakiro in general support. This is why this hero, in the more recent patch, he became a very popular one, I feel like, because he does a lot by himself. He can push out lanes, he can be an aggressive ganker if you need to be, a great team fighting presence. He's just a very well-rounded support option.
Iceman Smoke, they're going into Roach Pit.
Oh, wow.
They have the Solar Crest, so it's definitely possible.
Got the Gush as well.
But they're not pushing on any lanes, so I think Paul might kind of know what's going on.
It's not the quickest kill.
It's not the quickest kill, and they're pinging it out already. They're pinging it out already.
Yeah, the Centaur scouts it out. Wait, whose Centaur is that?
That's Dominator.
The Dominator on Abaddon? Okay.
Abaddon, yeah.
Yeah, that's
there was a waste
surprised.
of smoke. Tiny, no, Tiny. Ursa going for BKB next. He still needs a lot of time for that though. Once he has his BKB, he can actually initiate on the Tidehunter himself and force out a bad Ravage. Which is going to be very important for them.
What's the difference? Ursa, I always find it interesting whenever I see an Ursa go the Ags or the BKB instead, like one or the other. Is there like an obvious difference for you where in this case BKB?
Aghanim Scepter is really good against these like huge single target disables like Bane ult, Bad Rider Lasso.
Okay.
Magnus RP, stuff that pierces BKB and still stuns you. But of course, when you have a BKB, you're pretty much entirely immune to the lineup, except the Spirit Breaker. He's the only one who can stun you.
Got you. Makes sense there, Limp. Top lane, Nana. Kind of positioning himself, but Limp scouts him out. They ping the area. I don't know if Limp was seen right there the last second, but doesn't look like it.
They don't have enough damage to burst him. So they can make him low, maybe go back to base, but they definitely can't kill him.
Now he'll walk away, it seems like, so going to be fine there. You got Lifestealer, Desolator in the works. 2,000 gold saved up, needs 2 Mithril Hammers. So he's getting there, there's one purchase.
Needs another 1 for 1 for gold, but Desolator will be finished.
They're going in. Do they have enough this time, Io? Yes, they do.
What? They just killed him?
Yeah, the Io did a good job too, getting right next to him with those whiffs. Meanwhile, the middle lane, Mushi's going to be run down by Ursa. Realizes he can't fight that. The troll nets him up. He invests quickly, keeps on running. We'll destroy that troll across the side path. Connects on a Ninja Boogie though. He's definitely going to end up dying. Toss back in. It's a relocate coming in. Limp from the other direction. They're going to end up dropping Mushi. Double kill for Chessie right there. Io, 3 seconds. Could not relocate back in time. But it was tossed out. Queen of Pain in trouble. He'll fall as well. The Ravage not in time from Eyesight Size. It just seems to get worse for Mineski. So far, 3 for 1. And this could also result in a Roshan now for Complexity.
There's going to be 3 Rosh for call. Quap bought back and died again. So his game is a complete halt right now. You see his net worth, it dropped to 7.5k. That was a massive fight for Call.
Yeah.
Sure, Quap got a kill on Wiz, but I'm sure he's more in time with what happened there.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's the buying back, that whole dieback from Queen of Pain there.
They lost Lifestealer and Quap twice. It's really hurt Mineski. We already said they have damage problems, and both the damage dealers just died.
Going to be even further behind now.
Yeah.
Who got the Aegis, by the way? Tiny fixes that. Yeah, you see the replay right here. I mean, it starts again with Queen of Pain dying, so naturally, you know, felt like he had to buy back. If I could, how about the relocate too from Z-Freak? I mean, if Limp's not there, then it obviously doesn't go nearly as well. So good job relocating in the flank.
Yeah.
And completely kind of collapsing on top of Mineski, really.
I mean, we can also see here how tough the Lifestealer against Ursa matchup is. You can't contest him at all. As soon as Ursa right-clicks the Lifestealer, he pretty much has to just run.
Yeah. So Complexity trying to really capitalize now after that big fight. 2,000 net worth lead with a push in tier 3. Aegis on the Limp.
They don't have Ravage for another 70 seconds, so they might actually be able to get the tower here if they really want to commit for it.
Sonic Wave is good. Winter's Curse as well. A couple of big abilities that they could use to defend. And might not need either. It's like going to fall back is Complexity for now.
It was still amazing damage. The top tower down to 300 health.
Satisfied with that. Ninja Boogie, who's he charging? Z-Freak, another start. Wow, that range is absurd, man. He tries to tether in time, but they use quite a bit.
Io, man.
Yeah.
Keep getting killed and killed. He's at 6 deaths right now.
What does he have? He actually has a heart or a vitality booster here, so he's going to be going the Spirit Vessel.
Yeah. Or just Crimson Guard. He has a Buckler queued up, which is more likely to be Crimson Guard.
Oh.
And of course, we already spoke about the damage roll. If there is a Crimson Guard, no one will ever die. A Crimson Guard level 15 IO, nah, you're not killing anyone.
That's one of those items that I almost want to say is underrated a little bit.
Crimson Guard is damn strong.
It's pretty strong.
Every hit, you reduce the damage by 60, and it works on buildings.
against a lot of these attack-focused, like right-click-focused lineups, I guess is a better way to put it. Now, with that said, I mean, I look at this Radiant side, and I mean, it's not like the obvious, you know, right-click. Like a Terrorblade, for example, if that was over there in Mineski, maybe instead of Queen of Pain, you'd be, oh, okay, that's very good here. Yeah. But Queen of Pain's a lot of magic damage thrown in, so is it necessarily the greatest tier? Is I guess what I'm getting at.
Crimson Guard is not the best, but it amplifies and it takes advantage of the weakness Mineski has, which is they lack damage. If you really have that Crimson Guard, you can't even right-click down the IO as a lifestealer, I think. So the purchase is not like the most common against lineups like this, but I think in this case specifically, it makes a lot of sense.
Tidehunter pushing out top. Shiva's is almost finished actually for him. Oh,
yeah. Needs another 200 gold. He has been farming a lot. He's actually higher network than the Quap, which is not a good sign, by the way.
That's not a good. That's a that's not a. Getting the buyback, the whole dieback even is really hurting him still. Snowballing effect. You see Limp right here.
I'm still waiting for Mood to pick up a catapult with his Helm of Dominator, because a 1500 HP catapult is impossible to kill. It's just impossible to bring down. You can split push lanes. Oh, there's one here right now actually. See whether he takes it or not.
Nope.
Doesn't
he
want
likes
to.
his Wildwing Ripper.
Maybe soon.
Come
on,
with
dude.
that. Oh,
yeah,
the smoke!
He took it.
Did he take it over? But by the way, the smoke Lifestealer, he ended up not smoking up because Limp was nearby. So Mineski,
exposed.
They still want to go.
They can't team fight. They have to be really careful. They need to blow up someone. But how do you blow anyone up with this lineup they have?
Yeah.
Blowing up someone is going to be huge task.
Very tough task. You mentioned that from the beginning of the game. Very, very beefy lineup here.
Yeah, Solar Crest also picked up on Abaddon, by the way. He's just going for the full support build. Might as well if you have 2 heavy physical damage dealers already.
Yeah, he doesn't need the Radiance, right? Like,
he doesn't need the Radiance.
No. A little overkill middle lane.
Veil, by the way. Still 15.
Yeah, can't do it very well. Nana's going to be jumped by Ursa. Invest bomb going off. Still has that Ravage. Holding on to it for now. A rage pop by Jesse. Macropire going out. Jesse's still running. Going to take a bash from Ninja Boogie. He gets out there, relocate. Not the furthest distance, so they can still fight this Limp. Meanwhile, in the back lines, he almost got caught. He's able to walk it off, though, with the Shadow Blades. Nobody dead just yet. Limp, they're pinging. They want to go back in. Does Complexity, feels like.
They still have Ravage.
You're right.
Be careful. And Ursa went for the Agon Scepter, by the way, in the end.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
and still queuing up the BKB as well. So it's very unusual to see both picked up.
Really difficult to kill.
Yeah.
Goes back to that theme, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they just really like living.
Let's say it's not a bad option.
I mean, dying kind of sucks.
As long as you can do damage, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, Ursa naturally just deals damage from his Fury twice, so... It is alright. It's just very uncommon to see. Because that means you won't have a bash or kind of like stuff like that for a very long time.
Abyssal Blade jumping in, yeah.
Because Abyssal Blade is a very big tool for Ursa that he needs, especially in a lineup like this where they don't really have too much stun.
Okay.
The Aegis has expired. Roshan may respawn in 3 minutes.
That's true. Chessie still had that, or not Chessie, Limb still had the Aegis during that fight. But Complexity still chose not to really commit to it. As you mentioned, the Ravage was being held off the whole time.
They just wanted to get bigger because, as I said, mid-late game, they definitely have the edge because Mineski is just, they don't have damage.
Yeah.
This Quap and Lifesteal need to be 6-started for them to have enough damage, basically. You can see that Jakiro, he's level 16, by the way. That is crazy.
Yeah, you keep going back to that, yeah.
Look at Tide, 16, Lifesteal at 15, and he's 1 level higher than Lifesteal. And he didn't even take the XP talent.
Jakiro didn't? Really?
Yeah, he went for the spell amp.
No, you're right. Has an 8% spell amp, dual breath burn damage. So yeah, again, Kyle, this is a very... They first picked this hero. Teams aren't doing this in this patch, but Complexity still is, and for good reason, as you kind of see here.
Yep,
just
they're
very
definitely
comfortable.
very comfortable, yep.
Always good to have those comfort picks, of course.
Yeah, Limp is going for AC. He picked up a Mantis Style as well. Very common pickup against these small little annoying spells.
Okay. Just
like
easy
Arctic
removal.
Burn, yeah, stuff like that. Open wounds. Lifesteal is going to Saint Yasha minute 28. It's quite late. Usually you want to itemize into more of like a basher, more damage, AC, that kind of stuff.
What about like a Halberd? A Lifestealer.
Halberd is alright on Lifesteal, but not this game because we already spoke about the lack of damage.
Okay.
And Halberd is more like a survivability item.
True.
Rather than a damage item. That's why I would really like to see an AC right here. Or even MKB.
Yeah, no, he commits to the Yasha at least.
Yeah, because
Saint
Yasha is not really a damage item, it's more like a mobility kind of fighting item, but it doesn't add a lot of damage.
That's something we really haven't seen. I'm kind of picking up on this too with the kill participation rate right there. Not that it's bad, 61.5% from Mushi, but so 13 kills in total right there. What is that, like 8 of the 13 or so? But the point is, or I guess it's 7 of 15. Anyways, the Infest Bombs.
It's actually 8.
Is it 8? Okay, NA math. The Infest Bombs, we really haven't seen a lot of that happening in this game.
They tried it 2-3 times, but every time they're just afraid to go in because I told you the winning condition for Call is if they jump them and they just survive, which they're really good at, they'll just win the team fight. And Mineski is really scared of that. They do another 5-man smoke. They're not pushing out any lanes, so the smoke is kind of obvious. But Call should know what's going on. Abaddon is actually already tipping in for backup.
It's been a while since we've had a big fight. This could be it. They see Moo. They're going to go after Ursa. Pops in Rage, of course. Going to be fine for now. Running the other direction. Lifesteal's going to sit on top. In the back lines, Io, Tiny, they're here. Jesse going to be looking to turn perhaps. At least Lem's going in. Avalanche is with the Wyvern. Quinnipiac flanks away. The Ice Path on top of the Magnifier. And they finish off the Wyvern. So far, that's the only kill. Moon goes the other direction. He keeps on running. Ninja Boogie trying to boogie on out of here. And he'll charge up to the top, so he's good to go.
Look bad at first glance for Call. I mean, for Mineski, but the Quap killed the Courier, and the Courier had a gem. So he got the gem off the Courier.
Okay, well, that's a little positive there from Mineski.
It's a huge Courier kill.
Yeah, only losing Winter Wyvern, that's actually a victory, really.
The Tide also has his own gem, so they have both gems right now.
Okay.
And the next one available will be in 10 minutes. So it's, as I said, a very, very big pickup because they can't control the map now. These offensive wards of Radiant are going to be very difficult to deal with without that gem.
And the Shadow Blade of Limp becomes that much less of an initiation tool.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been noticing as well with these fights. I mean, should he maybe look to go back for a Blink? He's going AC now, but Blink still seems like it could have a lot of value here.
Blink definitely has a lot of value, but it kind of like clogs up your items. If you go Blink as well as Shadow Blade, yeah. Then you kind of lack the items to deal damage later on. The Crimson Guard is almost finished on Io, if he chooses to go for that.
Because I saw he had the Spirit Vessel queued up earlier, so maybe he's still trying to decide.
I mean, Spirit Vessel is also amazing, of course. So.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
It'll be good for him. Ghost Scepter for Spear Breaker is going to be the choice, actually.
By the way, Moo picked up a Frost Ogre creep, which gives an additional like 8 armor, I think, to every hero. So that adds even more to their survivability.
Yeah.
Like, you saw them jump to Ursa with the lifesteal. He actually didn't take any damage.
That's the theme, man. Complexity's going with that theme.
How much armor is it? That's 8
you
bonus
can't
armor.
kill us, is their strategy. Roshan, they're not killing that. They kill the Ogre, but
yeah, poor Ogre.
Yeah, rip. The Swimmer, giving him credit.
Level 19 hero.
What's this level 20 I'm going to be looking at here? By the way,
probably the
charge
150 GPM.
Okay. That's quite a lot.
One spear reaches level 25. Wait, they had a ward there.
Ice Path, so good against Spear Breaker. We see right there, Ninja Boogie, he's in trouble. He's best out. From Mushi, Ninja Boogie, though, he's not going to live through that. Sonic Wave does back on the Jesse, but again, double damage. And Rage mitigating plenty. He turns around, going to show for the life dealer. Not good with that battle, though. Looks like the Ravage connects as well. Jesse will fall. No buyback for 70 seconds. Z-Break, he's on a tank with that overcharge. Gets healed up. He actually gets out of there with a relocate down near the bottom lane. That might be bad, though. In fact, well, never mind, because he TP's in. And now he's back in the fight. Winter's Curse. Oh, no, I was going to be beat down by a Limp right here. Z-Break will fall. And so the Winter's Curse doing some work. Kyle now going to take up against Mushi. He TP's away and will survive. So after all of that, it is a 2-for-1 in favor of Mineski.
Yeah.
Top lane.
Without the Abaddon there, they're not nearly as tanky, of course. He has all the support items. He has the Solar Crest as well as the Helm of Dominate in the region. And that Ravage was so important for them. Literally one hit before the Quap died, he got the Ravage off, and it saved him and won the team fight. And now they're looking to get Roche themselves. Should be doable, although they're really slow.
Yeah, they're not. That goes back. We've said it many times. It's like their actual damage output. Single target like this may not be.
They're definitely going to contest it. One Macropire in there can be very detrimental.
There you go. And that's enough to. I guess it's not enough to scare them out just yet, but you see that they're being very careful. Life Stealer. Oh my God, he gets caught with the Ice Path. He's getting low. They finally kill it though. Yeah. And Mushi will pick up the edges.
Cheese.
Oh wow, Complexity, they're going in. Nana, he blinks away, does have the cheese picked up.
I actually thought they would commit in a bit because they had like 200 health and life there. But that Ice Path was so well played.
It was clutch, but then...
Because they actually didn't have a ward there. I actually wonder how they saw it. Maybe the Ursa TP in?
Something queued them up. Yeah, that's Kyle. That wasn't just a random ice path, obviously.
Yeah, there's no way you would do that. Yeah,
yeah, he saw
but you can see the
Ravage. Yeah.
One hit, and the quad would have died, and the team fight actually goes the other way.
I also noticed that fight as we see here just about coming up, but Winter Wyvern's great against an IO because of the, you know, he's tethering a target. Naturally, he's going to be close enough, usually within the curse range.
Not only that, also the overcharge, coupled with the attack speed bonus you get from being Winter Curse.
Yeah.
Did you see that Tiny?
Tiny just crushed
he had 0 agility, but he attacked like an anti-mage with Butterfly and Assault Cuirass.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a dangerous thing that Siegfried is having to look out for.
Yeah. AC picked up on Tiny, by the way. He's going for Butterfly next. I really like that pickup.
Ooh.
Because that means Lifesteal has to go for MKB, which is not the best damage item he could get.
Kind of forces the reaction, yeah.
They have 2 Shiva's guards, by the way.
Ooh, jeez. Wait, on the same team?
Yeah, on the Radiant
Quap
side.
has one as well.
I would have really liked to see him pick up an AC, actually, because they do lack a lot of physical damage. And Lifesteal doesn't want to build into an AC right now. If Lifesteal builds into an AC, he won't have damage. Yeah, he won't have damage.
There's the BKB finish on Ursa.
Yeah, so he went BKB and Act. That is very uncommon.
Yeah.
He kind of needs that Basher to combat both the Quap and the Lifestealer. So he's probably going to go for that next, but it's going to be quite late.
It's going to be a little bit now. We're, to be fair, we're only 35 minutes in. And it's in that mid-game stage, you know, getting
so it's just a casual buckler, and he did go for the Spirit Vessel in the end.
Okay. Lifestealer inside Tidehunter. They're picking out middle lane, going for Abaddon. He just picked up his own Shivas, by the way. And he's going to be using it right here, so plenty of Shivas to skip. What's that one of the other move? He's still alive. Winter's Curse in the back lines. As Lip is porting in, Jakiro, he's going to be fine. That takes up just enough. Jesse, he's back here as well. Raps probably going out for my side, but they're just so damn tanky. Nobody's falling on complexity, even with the Sonic Wave hitting multiple heroes. Now that's regretting this decision immediately. He does have to choose, by the way. Might need to come into play. Cold Embrace is going to save for the time being. Can he get out of here in time to toss up? No, we cannot actually. The Cold Embrace almost killed him, honestly.
It killed him,
yeah.
Because he could have still cheesed as well.
I mean, it's hard to fault the Wyvern there, but that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really his fault, but you can see, right? They ravage 4 heroes, they quad all 4 or even 5 heroes, they're all full health.
Yeah.
Like, that's when they're all 5 together. The only reason they won the top fight is simply because the Abaddon wasn't there. Abaddon and Wisp were not there. You see, when they're all 5 together, Jakiro level 21, by the way, this guy's getting out of control. He's the same level as the carry Tiny.
Yeah.
So mid Tiny.
He has the mech now. Yeah, he ended up upgrading that casual buckler. Yeah, the mech as well. So yet another tool.
Once he reaches level 25, the 3.7 seconds ice path is going to be game breaking.
That's long. Yeah, very long duration. Middle lane. Look at the deflection. There's a buyback on the kind of he goes over the Shivas. They're going to jump on a limb. Limb just kind of walks it up those, especially with that overcharge. He's good to go. Macropire zoning them out as well. So, no Ravage to use. Jesse, he runs in Ninja Boogie, Cold Embrace. Keeps him alive for the time being, but that's just going to set up an easy ice path. It's probably going to kill. As we see, Bushias going to turn the Witch's Curse on Ursa, but he's just tanking all that damage. There's no chance with the Enrage. He was easily going to survive through that. Remember, Lifestealer does have the Aegis still throughout all of this. He had Fest bombs on top of him. He managed to go down, so the Aegis is going to be popped. Tidehunter jumping back in as well. Quintabane is now back up as well. Himself, Tidehunter, side, she just died to the earth. So finally goes down. He's dead for 70 seconds. Quintabane in the back, that's kind of Tidehunter Infinity trying to be a distraction right here. But the racks, at least one of them has already destroyed Jesse. Going at it with a Lifestealer.
They just don't care, man.
And why should they? I mean, the life pool is still great.
Yep. The only hero with long health is the Wisp. I still got plenty of Spirit Vessel charges to use a lot.
He doesn't have a buyback. The Ice Path connects, and that could be the end of his life. It absolutely is. Limp is dominating. This is a best of 1 and complexity on the verge of eliminating Mineski. Unless they can somehow hold this down 10,000 net worth, their base being destroyed. Yep. And this is it seems like.
I mean, there's honestly not too much to say about what happened there. We spoke about them not being able to kill them, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
Just ran in, hit the Rex, hit the heroes. Like, Mineski used everything they had at their disposal. At the time, they didn't have Ravage and no Quap Wave, and they just can't deal with the survivability of the whole lineup.
So, hold on, we'll talk about it until the game is truly over right here. Our last game attempt from Mineski, which was Curse. They might get a kill on an IO, but the last going to be complexity. You're right, he buys back.
And does really good.
What's the point? Yeah. Mega creeps have spawned complexity. Again, they might just have to finish it the old-fashioned way at this point, and can't blame Mineski as far as not giving in just yet. There we go, though. GG, well played. It will be a victory for complexity, and they move on to face Kingwin in the next round later on today.
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest issue for Mineski was just the early game was good, but not good enough to make up for the weakness they had. It didn't make up for the weakness they had mid-late game. Yeah. Then we saw it here. They won one fight top without the IO and Abaddon being there, so there was like a glimpse of hope. But once the 5 call heroes were together, it just looked like it didn't even scratch anyone. Quad ult, Ravage, 4 heroes on both abilities, just full health. Like, if that happens, you already know, oh god, we're in trouble.
And that's, to me at least, that's classic complexity. That's what they're notorious for doing, is all these team fight items, team fight objectives, making sure they're always together, let alone building items to support that. Again, Helm of the Dominator, especially an item that we do not see on many teams pick up, but complexity routinely picks it up. That's just their theme of play.
I mean, you could see what they picked up. They picked up Mech on Jakiro, Veil on Jakiro, Aghanim's on Ursa, as well as the BKB, Manta style on Tiny, AC on Tiny. They just purely went in the survivability route, and because they knew Mineski just lacks damage.
So Mineski knocked down, unfortunate for them. Obviously, it's been a, they were a team that getting here in the first place, they didn't have much rest going into the group stages initially. They almost got knocked out in the group stages, managed to squeak on by, obviously. But in the end, their road will come to an end here after losing 1-0.